Hi there. This is part 2 of the Cloudflow where we notify a student when they've taken out a book loan. During this video, we will be editing the Cloudflow that we've already been working on. We'll be adding in an image as part of the email signature, and we'll also format the date field with an expression. Finally, we will test the Cloudflow changes that we've made. Let's move across to the exercise and start building. I'm in the My School Library solution and I can select on the Cloud Flows. I'm going to select the email student when a loan is created from blank, select on that. I can see the flow details and I can select Edit. I need to add an image into the signature for the email. And to do this, I'm going to add a step in just after the when a row is added, modified, or deleted. Select the plus, add an action, and then I'm going to run a compose statement. Compose. Select on this, and I'll create this compose step. I'm going to rename the step to Contoso Elementary Image. And you'll note that the name of the step changes. I'm also going to add in a note. Select add a note. And I'm going to tell us more about what we're doing here. This is an encoded version of an image. We will use this as the signature to our email. I now need to refer you to your learner downloads, and we need the Contoso Elementary Image HTML document. Select on the document and open it. And you'll see what looks like an extremely complicated lot of code, but this is in fact an encoded version of the image itself. It's a very specific image written as text. But in reality, it's quite a simple piece of HTML. It indicates that it is a JPEG file that's written in base 64. It's got an alt text of Contoso Library Loco, and it says something about the width and the height. We're going to take all of this information and we're going to put it into our compose step. Select here. I'm going to select Control A. I can right click and then copy, and I can return to the flow. In the input section, I can select on the inputs and I can simply paste that value in. I can now select on the send an email step. And just after the many thanks the Contoso library team, I can add a carriage return, and then I can look for the dynamic content, select on that, and I can use the outputs of the Contoso elementary image. Select that and we bring it in correctly. I'm now going to format the date field, and I'm going to use Copilot to help me with that. I've asked it to format the date within the email to a format such as DD, DD, MMM, YYYY. This means that the day and the month will be formatted as text. Select Submit. And although it hasn't been successful, it has given us the expression that we need. It says to use the format date time, and it says UTC now, DD, DD, MMM, and YYYY. So I'm going to copy this. Right click, copy. And then I'm going to select into the body of the email. And this time I'm going to use an expression. I'm going to add this text into the expression editor. And then I'm going to replace UTC now with some dynamic content. I'm going to look for the due date and then select on that. I can now select add. Now that I've added this, I can remove the original date. Select on that. I'm now going to save this. And I'm going to revert to the classic designer in order to perform the testing. I'm going to switch without saving because I've saved it already, and select OK. I now have the option to test. I'm going to select test. Last time around we tested manually. This time, because the flow was previously run, we can do this automatically. Select on this and then do with a recently used trigger. Select on that and then I can save and test. We can see that this flow has successfully run, so we can now refer to our emails to see what the email looks like. The email reads, "You have taken out a new loan. The book is due back on Tuesday the 16th of January 2024, and then says, "Many thanks, the Contoso Library team." Finally, as part of the signature, we can see the Contoso High School logo. In this video, we've added an image to our email and also formatted the date within the email. I'll see you in the next video.